Hi, kids. Well, the VTEC is performing flawlessly. Look at our new belt and our cleaned up hose. We've done a lot of work, I am gonna replace that one plug that I'm just not happy with because it's not sealing very well and it doesn't really lock in because the little tab on the plug that locks it in is broke. We're gonna be checking fluids. That's a little low, that's a little low. But before we do all that, let's address what I really want to get to right now, which is the, where'd it go? Where'd it go? There it is. This is the issue that we're looking at. Can you even see it? See that wire nut? It offends me. Now, I put it on there because it was a temporary fix and it has stayed on there forever, as most temporary fixes do. There's the end from the compressor. Why do I continue to try and do things I'm not good at? Actually, that's going pretty well. That looks great. Actually, I'm pretty good at this. I knew it all along. People who doubt me are stupid. So let's put our shrink wrap over that. So I got the shrink wrap on. I got this abrasive sleeve slid over the shrink wrap. Then I've got on the other end the wire loom coming down over it, and then we're going to tape this so that we've got so many layers of protection. So here's another one I want to get. See this? This is transmission wiring, and it was supposed to attach right here. That's where the old one attached. When they removed the wiring, just kind of left it hanging here. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this keeper, and because I don't like my wiring rubbing against all this. And get that snapped back in place up there. So let's do that. This is the medium ass screwdriver. Let me poke that with a pointy stick and see if it'll go away, because it is broken and we do not love it anymore. I do not fully trust that little plastic piece. Wish I had some new ones. Maybe that's a project for the future, but for today, we are going to zip tie it to that in case that little brown piece decides that it is done. So there we go. And just cleaning up the obvious crud so that I will understand if I have leaks in the future, they will be easier to spot. I can put this together with a couple that I do have. Okay. What I mentioned before was that VTEC plug on the back, it's not really locking in, and I don't like that. It's going to vibrate loose. It's going to let moisture and water and all that fun stuff in. And that's just not something I want to deal with. I don't want to deal with VTEC issues. I don't want to do it. I get these from the junkyard, which I do occasionally. I cut the wiring harness and bring it with me. Nope, this is the plug that I want. So I'm going to strip that back and I'm going to try and solder it in there. But first, I'm going to actually install it and make sure it locks in better than the one I've got, because that would be dumb to do it otherwise. Let's disassemble this. Now, these are our various components to this wiring harness, freed from one another. That's the piece I'm looking for. So that is the little 2 plug. It's in good shape, and I will put some dielectric grease in it if it's what I want. I save these because you never know. Actually, that's bullshit. Sometimes you know. There we go. Bungee cords, guys. They are wonderful. They are a wonderment. Well, take it back. Now it's locking in. That's funny. But let's get a look at the other one anyway, because I think it's got a better seal in it. That little orange seal. I don't know if you can see that. That seal. It is in better condition. Yeah, that locks in a lot better. Let's go ahead and use this. This is an OEM, I know, because I pulled it off of a Honda. This is an aftermarket one that I put in when I redid this wiring, and it's functioned just fine, but I don't know. I'm gonna be happier if I've got an OEM in there. I like 1/4 inch-ish to me. I'm gonna leave it right there for now. Then I'm gonna take this bigger piece. This looks like maybe, I don't know what, 3/8. They're probably metric. I'm just Americanizing everything. And put that one on there, and I'm sliding it over the other one, right? And I'm gonna slide it as far back away from the heat that I'm gonna be generating as possible, because I don't want it to shrink before I'm ready. There's the old plug, which you can see does not have a little orange gasket in it. I don't know why, but there it's gone. Since I pulled this out of the junkyard, the color coordination will actually match now. Let me ask you something. Do you like tater chips or pretzels or cassava chips or plantains or something like that? I bet you do. Bet you like something like that. So I bet you probably have one of these in the house. That's what we're gonna hold this with while I do my soldering. All right, there's one. See there? It ain't tricky, guys. It ain't. Just takes a little practice, that's all. Now here's how I do these. Just like you would do with a wire nut, I take this, slide it over those two, and that's how I take care of that type of splice. Slide it on here, good and fine. Do the other one. Now we're going to heat those with the soldering iron and shrink them. Shrink-a-dink. Shrink-a-dinky-dinky-dink-dink. What did I just drop down in my motor? All right, now we're going to slide all this mess over that mess. So we pull that one size out and fold these over. I like to go in different directions with them because it keeps the bulk spread out over the mass. Did that make any sense? It did to me. I don't know if it did to you. Squeeze, squeeze. See, when you get all 4 of these wires in one spot, it gets hard to get shrink wrap over it. So I like to spread it out a little bit. There's that one. Then we're going to take this great big one. Well, it's not great big, but it's bigger compared to everything else we're messing with. Slide it down over all of that. See? Get it as far over this way as I can manage. It's right up against the rest of the loom, so it's tight. But that's okay. That's okay. All right, I like that. So pull this back and let's shrink this one. The biggest screw up you're going to make on this is getting these connections made and then realizing you forgot to put your shrink wrap on first. You can't put it on last. It has to go on first. Because you're never going to get your shrink wrap over the end of this plug, are you? You know what? Changed my mind. I'm not going to put tape all over it because it just falls off when this stuff gets wet. I'm going to do what Honda does and put a zip tie on this. Now they use those little bitty nice white nylon ones. These are a little bit bigger. But we're going to zip tie the ends of these shut. There, let's see how that holds up. That's the way Honda does them. Whoops, dropped that one. Little bit. We'll put a a lot in there. It won't go back together. In fact, that's actually what I first thought I was running into. Clips right on, snaps in good. Hey, who's the guy who has the license plate over this? I think I may end up doing that. I love that idea. Down to the last few things in the big box of parts. We got some brake pads. We got a ABS sensor and a rotor. Let's get on it. This is one that I bought from Amazon. And it reinforces my bigotry against Amazon, because I'll show you why. Hang on a second. This is what it came with. This is the right one from I think maybe Rock Auto. This is what Amazon sent me. Can you see the problem? Your ABS sensor is not supposed to be made to plug into an ABS sensor. This is dumb, guys. All right, the sensor is installed here, 10mm bolt. If I really wrestle with it, I could get the bracket to plug into this bracket, but frankly, they don't really mate very well. And obviously, the part you can press to unhook this has to go on the outside. Think about it. Think about it. Click. I want to hear the click. Now, the rest of this cable gets plugged into a hole in the frame. Is that right? Am I being right here? Yeah. So this one goes way over yonder. Clip. And there's one more. And it goes right here, but I got the old one still in there, so get that out. All right, success. Yahtzee. Clip, click. You hear the click? I want it up. I want it off of this heat shield for the hot thing, that really hot thing that makes noise. What's that called? I don't remember. This really isn't a tutorial on how to do brakes. It's just showing you what I gotta go through to get this thing back where I want it. A rotor and a pad swap. The answer is not too awful long. Small breaker bar is a handy tool. You don't have to have it, but I do, so I'll use it. One, two. There's that. I think I'm correct. These are slide pins. You want to have these be nice and clean and slick as much as you can get them that way, so that your shoes, your pads, slide back and forth correctly on here. They just kind of press on. Off any crud or oil or whatever, just a little bit, because, guys, we don't want grease on our brake rotor or between the friction surfaces of the brake. We don't want that. We just want just the tiniest little bit right here. Smooth that out, and the tiniest little bit on the other side. That's it. That's all I put on there. Again, don't get a bunch of crud on this surface. Make it clean. Outer one, inner one has the long tab on it. That's called a wear indicator. Well, it's designed to go in here and keep pressure down on these brakes, push them back in when they want to come out. There's that one. That's it, kids. Well, that does it for this epic saga. This went on longer than I wanted it to. I was checking this morning. I've actually made 7 videos, I think. I think this will be 7 videos out of this cluster foxtrot up here. I want to make a couple of clarifications. In the first video, I said when the car shut off and the oil light came on, I panicked. And I dumped 3 quarts of oil in it, giving it almost around 7 quarts of oil in it. And then I cranked the key. Now it didn't start because the crank sensor was out. So it just, and it didn't do anything. And at that point, I kind of just, well, that's when I checked the oil and I was like, oh geez, no, it's actually got too much oil. So this oil light being on is fake. This is an electrical issue. My head did start saying there's some kind of electrical issue. I never started the car with that much oil in it, but I did crank it over. And I just wonder if that or the PVC valve, one of them, is what kicked up all that trash and sucked it into the VTEC. Somebody asked about the bolts for the motor mount, the big long ones that I put the sealant on. When I took them out, they had a Honda bond on them all the way down on the very tippy tip. And that tells me that that is an open hole on the other end. And whatever's in the other end of that hole, Honda wanted to keep out of those threads. I'm not real sure. Somebody was asking, why do you do this? It goes all the way through the timing cover. Does it go into the oil galley or the water jacket? I don't honestly know. Honda sealed them when they came out. I sealed them to put them back in. Just seemed like the thing to do. Water pump, you do not use sealant. You don't use it. Thermostat probably didn't even need to be changed. Probably didn't need it. I've been looking at it. It looks great. Don't know if I was wasting my time on that or not. I did finally hear from Honda Parts now about returning the wiring harness. They approved it, so I sent it back. It hasn't gone through yet. I mean, I just sent it yesterday, so it hasn't gotten there yet. I was required to take photos, give a description, and give a tracking number, and they will give me a return on it, minus 20% restocking fee, unless I buy something else from Honda Parts now within 2 days of getting that email. Now I didn't, so I'm gonna lose the 20%. I'm gonna lose my 20 bucks shipping to send that wiring harness back. And I think I'm just gonna wait till I find one in the junkyard and go about it that way. But I think you're gonna like the next set of videos I've got coming. They're gonna be a little fun. But until next time, this is Clint Searcy saying, I promise that if you end up stuck beside the road and your car is giving you fits and you're pulling your hair out wondering why you put yourself through this, I promise you can fix it. I promise you can. See you next time.